There's a moment that many people over the age of 60 quietly experience but rarely talk about. You're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe watching television, reading the news, or resting after a long day. Suddenly you notice something uncomfortable. Your legs feel heavy, your feet feel colder than usual, and sometimes there's a strange tingling sensation, almost like tiny pins pressing into your skin. When you finally stand up, your legs don't feel as strong or steady as they used to, and for a brief second you wonder if something deeper is going on inside your body. At first, most people brush it off. They assume it's just part of getting older, or maybe the result of sitting too long. But over the years, I've spoken with thousands of seniors who quietly carry the same concern in their minds. They worry that their circulation may be slowing down. And they're not wrong to think about it, because poor circulation in the legs is one of the most common issues that begins to appear after the age of 60. As a surgeon who has spent decades studying the human body, I've seen firsthand how circulation problems slowly develop. Blood is meant to move continuously through your body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every muscle, nerve, and tissue. But when the muscles in the legs remain inactive for long periods, especially while sitting, the natural pumping system that helps move blood back to the heart begins to slow down. Over time, this can lead to swelling in the ankles, numbness in the feet, aching legs, and in more serious cases, the formation of dangerous blood clots. What surprises many people is that the problem doesn't always start with the heart. In many cases, it begins with the simple act of sitting still for too long. Modern life has quietly made this a daily habit for millions of seniors. Hours spent in chairs while watching television, reading, or using a computer may seem harmless. But during that time, the powerful muscles in your calves, which act like a natural pump for circulation, remain almost completely inactive. But here's the encouraging part. Over the years, I've recommended one simple movement to many of my older patients, something they can do right from their chair. It requires no equipment, no standing, and no intense effort. Yet this small movement can activate the powerful muscle pump inside your legs and help blood move upward again, supporting healthier circulation in a very natural way. When this muscle pump wakes up, something interesting often happens. Many people notice their legs begin to feel lighter. Their feet start warming up again. The stiffness slowly fades, and some even say they feel more stable when they stand and walk. It's a small change, but for many seniors it brings a sense of relief and confidence that they didn't expect. However, there's one important detail that most people don't realize. If this movement is done incorrectly, or without understanding how the circulation system actually works, the benefits can be very limited. I've seen many seniors attempt similar exercises for months without noticing much improvement simply because no one showed them the right way to do it. So in today's video, I'm going to share the exact chair exercise I often recommend to seniors who struggle with poor leg circulation. I'll also explain why this movement works from a medical perspective, what common mistakes people make, and how turning this small habit into part of your daily routine can support healthier blood flow in your legs and feet. And before we get to the exercise itself, there's one surprising reason circulation in the legs becomes weaker with age, something most people have never heard explained clearly. Understanding this one simple truth could completely change the way you care for your legs. So stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll know the simple chair exercise that can help reactivate circulation and protect your leg health starting today. Now, to understand why this simple chair movement works so well, we need to take a moment to understand something remarkable about the human body. Inside your legs, especially in your calves, there is a natural system often called the second heart. This is not an organ, but a powerful group of muscles that help push blood back upward toward the heart every time you move your feet and ankles. When you walk, these calf muscles squeeze the veins gently, helping blood travel against gravity. Tiny valves inside the veins open and close like small doors, guiding the blood upward and preventing it from falling back down. But here's where the problem begins for many seniors. When you sit for long periods without moving your legs, that powerful muscle pump becomes almost silent. Blood begins to slow down and collect in the lower part of the legs. Over time, this can create that heavy feeling many people describe. Your ankles may look a little swollen by the evening, your feet may feel colder than usual, and sometimes you may even feel a mild throbbing or restlessness in your legs. I remember a patient of mine named Robert, a retired school teacher in his early 70s. He told me that every evening his legs felt tired and stiff, even though he hadn't done anything physically demanding during the day. In fact, most of his time was spent sitting while reading or watching television. At first he thought the discomfort was arthritis, but after we talked more, it became clear that his circulation had simply slowed down from too much sitting and not enough muscle movement in the lower legs. This is something many people misunderstand. They believe circulation problems only happen to those who are extremely inactive or seriously ill. But the truth is much simpler. Even healthy seniors who walk regularly can still experience slower circulation if they spend many hours sitting, without moving their legs. The body was designed for frequent movement, even small movements. Another common myth I hear is that you must perform intense exercise to improve circulation. Many seniors believe they need long walks, complicated workout routines, or special gym equipment. But the truth is that the circulatory system often responds best to small, repeated movements that activate the muscles throughout the day. Gentle motion can sometimes be more effective than occasional bursts of heavy exercise. And this is exactly where the chair exercise I'm about to explain becomes so powerful. It works by gently activating the calf muscle pump while you are still seated. This movement causes the muscles in the lower leg to contract and relax rhythmically, almost like squeezing a soft sponge. Each contraction helps push blood upward through the veins, encouraging circulation to move again instead of sitting stagnant in the lower legs. What makes this especially helpful for seniors is that it removes one of the biggest barriers to exercise: standing. Many older adults feel unsteady on their feet, especially if they have knee pain, balance concerns, or fatigue. A seated movement eliminates that worry entirely while still allowing the body to activate the muscles responsible for circulation. Now here's something interesting that most people don't expect. When blood flow improves in the legs, the benefits are not limited to the legs alone. Better circulation means oxygen and nutrients can travel more efficiently throughout the body. Some people report that they feel slightly more energetic during the day, while others say their legs feel less restless at night. But before I show you the simple chair movement itself, there's one mistake I often see seniors make when trying to improve circulation on their own. It's a habit that seems harmless, yet it can quietly make circulation worse without people realizing it. And avoiding this one mistake can make the exercise far more effective. One of the most common mistakes I see seniors make when trying to improve their leg circulation is believing that doing one exercise once a day is enough. They might try a movement in the morning, feel hopeful for a few minutes, and then spend the rest of the day sitting completely still. But circulation doesn't work that way. Your body responds best to gentle movement repeated throughout the day, because every small motion wakes up those calf muscles that help push blood back toward the heart. That's why the chair exercise I'm about to describe works best when it becomes a small daily habit. Rather than a one-time activity, the movement itself is very simple. Sit comfortably in a sturdy chair with your back straight and both feet resting flat on the floor. Relax your shoulders and keep your hands resting on your thighs or the arms of the chair. Now slowly lift your heels off the floor while keeping the front of your feet and toes touching the ground. As your heels rise, you'll feel the muscles in the back of your lower legs gently tighten. Hold that position for a second or two, then slowly lower your heels back down until your feet are flat again. After that, reverse the motion. This time keep your heels on the floor and gently lift the front of your feet and toes upward. Again, you'll feel a small contraction, this time in the muscles along the front of your lower legs. Lower your toes back down slowly. When you alternate between lifting your heels and lifting your toes, you create a gentle pumping rhythm in the muscles that surround the veins in your legs. The beauty of this movement is its simplicity. You're not forcing the body into an intense workout. Instead, you're activating the very muscles that nature designed to help circulation move upward. Many seniors notice that after repeating this motion for even 1 minute, their legs begin to feel warmer or lighter. That's often a sign that blood flow is beginning to increase again. I usually recommend starting with about 30 to 60 seconds at a time, several times throughout the day. For example, you might do it while watching television, while reading, or even while talking on the phone. The key is gentle repetition. Think of it as reminding your circulation system to keep moving instead of allowing blood to remain still in the lower legs. Now there are a few small details that make this exercise more effective. First, move slowly and smoothly. Quick or jerky movements don't activate the muscle pump as efficiently. Second, remember to breathe normally while doing the exercise. Holding your breath is something people sometimes do without realizing it, and relaxed breathing helps the body stay calm and balanced. Another helpful habit is staying properly hydrated. Blood is made largely of water, and when the body becomes dehydrated, circulation can become slightly thicker and slower. Drinking water regularly throughout the day supports the natural flow of blood through your vessels. Pairing hydration with gentle leg movement can make a noticeable difference for some people. Diet also plays a role in circulation. Foods that support blood vessel health, such as leafy greens, berries, nuts, and fatty fish rich in healthy oils, can help maintain flexible arteries and veins over time. At the same time, reducing excessive salt intake can help prevent unnecessary swelling in the legs and ankles. There's also one more habit I often mention to my patients. Try not to remain seated for extremely long periods without moving your legs. Even standing up for a minute or walking a few steps around the room can reactivate the calf muscles and support healthy circulation. Small breaks like these throughout the day can work together with the chair exercise to keep your legs feeling more comfortable and energized. Over the years, I've watched something very interesting happen when seniors begin paying attention to their circulation. At first, many people feel skeptical. They wonder how such a small movement could possibly make a difference. After all, we live in a world where people often believe that bigger efforts produce bigger results. But the human body doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from the smallest habits, repeated consistently. I remember speaking with a woman in her late 70s who had struggled with heavy, tired legs every evening. She told me she used to sit for hours at a time because standing felt uncomfortable, and she assumed nothing could really change that anymore. When she began practicing the simple chair movement we discussed, she started slowly, just a minute here and there during the day. A few weeks later, she returned with a smile and said something that stayed with me. She said, "My legs feel awake again." That was her way of describing the difference she noticed. They felt warmer, lighter, and less stiff when she stood up. Now, of course, no single exercise is a miracle cure, and every person's body is different. But what this simple habit does is remind your body how it was designed to work. Your muscles were meant to move. Your veins were designed with tiny valves that rely on those muscles to push blood upward. When you activate that system regularly, even with a small seated movement, you help your body return to its natural rhythm. And that rhythm matters more than most people realize. Healthy circulation doesn't just support your legs. It supports balance, comfort, energy, and confidence when walking. It helps reduce that heavy feeling that sometimes appears after long periods of sitting. Most importantly, it helps keep blood flowing smoothly instead of pooling in the lower part of the body. The beautiful thing about this chair exercise is that it gives you control. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need special equipment. You don't even need to leave the comfort of your chair. At any moment during the day, you can gently lift your heels, lift your toes, and allow your calf muscles to do what they were designed to do, help move blood upward and keep circulation active. So, if you take one message from this video, let it be this: your body responds to small acts of care. A minute of movement here and there may not seem like much in the moment, but over weeks and months, those small moments add up. They create healthier habits, stronger muscles, and better circulation that supports your legs as you continue living your life. If you found this information helpful, consider sharing your experience in the comments. Many people watching may be dealing with the same concerns about their legs and circulation, and hearing from others can be incredibly encouraging. And if you'd like to continue learning simple health habits designed especially for seniors, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next discussion. Your health journey doesn't depend on doing everything perfectly. It begins with small steps, small movements, and the decision to care for your body one day at a time. And sometimes that journey starts with something as simple as moving your feet while sitting in a chair.